Akikuti go kuta January. Nege chaile nege sarobale. Kanahana anamani. Umpurizoro ena sanolase. Duelambuma 7 this week. I am in the Maserati Grecale. It's the Grecale. And it takes a lot of inspiration from the MC20. And at the end of the day, it's a Maserati. So let's get right into it. Now, before we get started, I want to tell you guys about the Cars.coza app. The Cars.coza app is a very comprehensive and interactive app that has anything and everything you need right at your fingertips. You know, they have a huge database of listings in terms of new cars and old cars. You can get all the new car reviews, information about the manufacturers and what they have planned on the Cars.coza website and the app. So do make sure that you guys check it out. And yeah, let's get back into the Maserati Grecale. On the exterior, I think the Maserati Grecale looks very, very, very cute. You know, you have these bug-eyed kind of headlamp design. You know, it reminds me a lot of the Ford Puma and the Porsche Macan. Looks like they just came together and the Grecale was born. And you have this large paneled grille, which is quite low in its positioning. And you have the large Maserati logo slotted in the middle of the grille. Looks like a fork, like a pitchfork or something like that. So it looks quite cool. And you have the Maserati badge also on the hood of the car. You also do have the black Maserati badges on both seat pillars on either side of the car, giving it a very, very, very luxurious and premium look. It sits on 21-inch Pirellis, which unfortunately are not run flats. And these are optional. You can tick off the 21s. And you have these yellow calipers, which I think with the black and the yellow gives it a very, very nice look. It looks like very cool. I think the exterior looks really, really, really nice. You have these soft touch door handles that are hidden. It's a very beautiful car on the exterior. So I like this black color actually. It's called Nero Tempesta. I do have some aversion to black cars because I feel like black cars need a bit more maintenance than other colors. These like they carry dirt quickly. Like any bit of dust, any bit of particle, any bit of rain, it has to go to the car wash. So that's a bit of the issue I have with black cars, but they look good, and I think they also give such a great illusion on the road. So in terms of looks, I think the Maserati is very nice. Even on the rear, we do have an electric tailgate. You have the Maserati badging on the back and the Grecale badging also over there. So I think it's a very nice car on the exterior. So moving on to the interior, it's actually a very beautiful and very airy interior to be in. You're met by this cream white interior, which I find to be very pretty. Even on the seats, you have electric seats. You have the headrest have the Maserati logo on it on the front and on the rear, which is quite nice. You have a Sonos Faber sound system, which is actually quite cool. You have a flat bottom steering wheel that they also took from the MC20. So it's very, very nice. It's a very pretty car. And what's cool is that you can actually operate the infotainment system on the steering, but behind the steering. So Hobatlo Chincha Pina, you operate it on the left, and then if you want to adjust the volume, you operate it on the right. And these buttons are located just before the flappy paddles, which is quite cool. You have a large digital cluster in front of you. So it's a very nice and well laid out interior. Even the center console is quite nice with the infotainment system screen, although every single thing is operated here. So even the lights, even for you dim bright, whatever, okay, not dim bright, but the lights and all that jazz, you literally have to operate it here by the climate control menu, which is actually quite different. I've never experienced that in a car ever, and I think it's quite cool. You also have this infotainment system screen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity, and I like how the small size of it kind of cocoons it and doesn't overwhelm you, right? And then you have this clock. So this clock thing that's happening in the dash here, it's a very it's a sign of wealth and elegance for me, because not many cars have this. I know old Mercs used to have it, Porsche has it, and this one is not analog anymore, it's digitized. So I think it's quite cool. You have a large panoramic sunroof. You have also, like I said, the multifunction steering wheel, and yeah, in the front you also have two USB ports. In the front and in the rear, they do accommodate USB-C. There's a climate control menu in the rear. So it's a very nice equipped car. You do have cup holders up front here, and it's very comfortable. So I think in terms of the interior, it's very beautiful, and I even like how the start and stop button is on the steering wheel. It makes you feel like you're in a bit of a sports car, you know. So yeah, it's actually really quite cool. So the Grecale is powered by a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine that produces 243 kilowatts and 450 newton meters of torque, and it's actually a very nice engine. I think this is a very nice engine. There is a little bit of turbo lag, I won't lie. So when you put your foot down, it does take a bit of a while to get on its paces. Like but once it gains momentum, it gets back into the game. So the sprint is actually quite commendable in this car. So it's actually a very nice car to drive. It does have pops and bangs. I was actually quite impressed because it does have the it does, but they're very subdued. They're not too pronounced. And I think what I'm hearing from the car is not what I heard outside. So I think they have put a soundtrack in here. So it sounds a little bit different from when you're standing outside. But yeah, in terms of the drive, I mean, we're going to get into the verdict and I'll tell you all about it. But I was just telling you guys, Hore, this is what's powering it. And I think now let's get into what I think of the vehicle. Okay, so the verdict, right? I know I'm doing my review in cornrows. I want to get January, guys. It's Marnet next to a week. I was like, you know what? As long as get happy like a brush is neat. At least I have to give you guys reviews. Let's do the review or let's do the review. So anyway, back to the verdict. This car, let's start off with the pricing. This car starts its pricing is starting pricing is starting your way. Okay. This guys, what's happening? Yo, this car is priced at 2.3 million, right? So you have 3 trim levels. You have GT, you have this Modena, and then you have the top spec Trofeo. This Modena spec will set you back 2.5 million rand, right? And that is a lot of money for this car. Maserati is a brand that we've always associated with opulence, wealth, very old money. You know, it's like in the Jaguar bracket, you know, like it's just an acquired taste. It's not for everyone. It's not everyone drives a Maserati, you know. I always associate Maserati with golfers. It feels like a car that I'll find at World of Golf or a Bryanston Country Club or in Pretoria East, the old money kind of vibes, you know. It's like also with Aston Martin. It exudes that kind of feeling and that kind of, you know, aura. And I think now what Maserati has done is bring in the Grecale to compete in a segment that is highly competitive, because you have the likes of the Mercedes-Benz GLC, you have the X3, you have the X4, you have those are BMWs, by the way, BMW X3, BMW X4, you have Porsche Macan, you have so many premium vehicles in this 2.5 million rand asking price. And I think they're trying to get customers from that clientele into a Maserati. But I do feel as though they might have fallen a bit short with that. This car is a bit too expensive, considering where it plays in. You know, but there's a lot of nice elements to it. You know, there's nice materials to touch in here. The Sonos Faber sound system actually sounds really good. You know, it could be up there with the Boses and whatever. It's very nice. It's a very Italian car. Everything about this is very Italian, very premium, very opulent, very acquired taste. You know, even the drive is quite nice. You know, it's engaging. You know, it's nimble, and it's nimble, but in the same breath, it's quite heavy. I feel like there's a lot of heaviness in here. For the small size, it's actually like quite high up. I'm sitting quite high up. I can have a lot of I can see quite a lot that's happening on the road. But I do feel as though they might have fallen a little bit short, especially considering what they are trying to do and who they are trying to target. A lot of people with 2.5 million rand right now are definitely going to go to something like Porsche. You can even get a Defender for this money, right? So a lot of people are going to go to Porsche. I mean, a Porsche, I think Porsches also make a bit more value, because Porsches come with 3-liter engine, 3-liter V6 engines or V8s. You can get a V6 or a V8, right? And those start at 2.2 million, and when you spec it, you can get a decent spec at 2.5 million or more. You understand? So in terms of a value proposition, I don't quite think that this car makes sense value-wise. But I think it makes sense if you want to be an outlier, if you want to be different, if you want to be at the boys' club and be like, gents, you all drive Porsches, you all drive GLEs, you all drive this, you all drive Q8s and whatever. I drive a Maserati, right? It can give you a lot of bragging rights and a lot of brownie points, and yeah. And even with the styling, I'm a bit disappointed with the styling because it doesn't look like a new car. It looks like something I've seen before. It looks like a Ford Puma or Porsche Macan up front, and then when you go to the back, it looks like a Q8, you know? So it looks like a mashup of different designs. And even with that silver detailing, the silver decals, it makes it look a bit dated and a bit older than it is, right? So that's a bit of the disconnect that I have. Another thing is the fact that a lot of things are here operated more this center console, this climate control menu, mabone, everything, and this all this piano black. It's hara maudi, it's hara menwana, kuriki menwana pezulu kamo, because when you touch, just fingerprints everywhere. So lotseo nadiang sharakan tamuna, like so I mean, like it's nice, whatever. Yeah, Maserati, woo, hey, bragging rights, Mara, 2.5 million. Kore here ka be mo perspectiving jo o tswa ga di Raptor tse 2 Raptor tse pedi ho tswa RFQ ya construction wa popa o re jo, like I'm trying to just rationalize the price. Just trying to rationalize the price. But a lot of there's a lot of nice elements into it, you know, like there is, but ultimately, like I said, I think this car will definitely appeal to the person who wants something different, who wants a bit of bragging rights when they're out komajiteng, or you know, like I drive a Maserati. It's definitely a great bingo card, a great brownie point kind of thing. But I'm in two minds about it. So ultimately, I think I'll have to give the Maserati Grecale a good 7 out of 10. Beautifully laid out interior, beautiful materials, very nice drive, albeit it's a bit heavy. And also, one thing that also disappointed me is the fact that it doesn't have blind spot monitors. A lot of cars that are significantly cheaper come with those things standard. So I don't know if you get this in the Trofeo, but like, if you get what I mean. But I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I really will give it a 7 out of 10. You do have other safety features like forward collision warning, obviously reverse cameras and stuff like that. So it is a partially comprehensive package. But I do think that a 7 out of 10 rating is fair. And yeah, so that is it from me, Buma7. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, tell me what you guys would get for 2.5 million. Are you getting this? Are you getting a Porsche Macan? Are you getting a Mercedes-Benz GLC? And yeah, guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.